The 27th United Nations Climate Change Conference is heating up in its final week as protesters, activists, and world leaders try to establish policies to combat toxic greenhouse gas emissions. Ted Lindler has the latest.
No one is immune.
Dire warnings, pleas for help, and protests erupting as the 27th United Nations Climate Summit continues in Egypt.
The only way to create true change is to build coalitions that act.
Officials from roughly 200 countries are in a mad dash to establish policies curbing rising global temperatures.
These are the young people taking up on their stand. They are stepping up and they are leading the climate movement just to ask for the world leaders to listen to us.
Activists, meantime, are demanding climate reparations, calling on richer nations to offer financial protections to poorer countries who don't produce high volumes of greenhouse gases, but who suffer devastating environmental impacts from some of the world's top polluters.
Last year, there was basically one person being displaced per second due to extreme weather events. Vulnerabilities in many cases are leading to conflict, competition over resources, forcing people to move, and unfortunately in some situations that's erupting into violence.
For activists like 72-year-old Dorothy Hildebrandt, her efforts to raise awareness for climate issues began months before the summit.
We have to do something now.
Hildebrandt recently arrived in Egypt after biking there from her native Sweden. Using her bike she lovingly named Miss Piggy, she pedaled more than 5,400 miles across 3 continents, calling for everyone to lower their carbon footprint.
Thousands of academic workers at California's prestigious public university system, the University of California, are on strike. The huge walkout has the potential to be the nation's largest academic workers' strike. All this comes at an important time for the university as students are getting ready for final exams in December. James Torres has more on the workers' demands.
What kind of power?
Union power!
The United Auto Workers is the union power representing these employees. About 50,000 statewide going on strike protesting the UC system, about 9,000 here in Berkeley.
I'm out here fighting to make sure that I don't have to pay as much in rent. I live almost an hour away from campus because the rents closer are just too expensive and I have a really long commute. I don't want to commute that long anymore.
These picket lines are full of academic researchers, grad students, PhD candidates, employees standing tall, calling for demands. They say the UC system is not offering enough pay to live in the Bay Area.
I'm the parent of a 6-year-old.
Demands from the union also call for free passes for public transit and child care subsidies for parents.
It's basically impossible. They don't make enough to pay market rate child care expenses.
A spokesperson for the UC system says they've brought reasonable offers to the table, saying in a statement, the university has conducted over 50 bargaining sessions to understand the complex and unique needs of each of the 4 bargaining units represented by UAW and worked in good faith to offer a fair, multi-year agreement that recognizes the valuable contributions of our postdoctoral scholars, academic researchers, academic student employees, and graduate student researchers.
And for those on strike this morning, there isn't really all that much risk. The union is offering them strike pay for anyone who is participating, and they say the strike is legally protected from any retaliation from the UC system.